This is Geometry 9, Lesson 9-4, Perimeter and Area in the Coordinate Plane. So we'll use things that we did to find in the coordinate plane. Draw and classify the polygon with the vertices E, F, G, H in the coordinate plane and find the perimeter and area of the polygon. So the first thing we want to do is draw the polygon. So if you graph that on a piece of graph paper, then you can kind of think of some ways that you could find the area or the perimeter depending on what you know. So area, sometimes you can split it into triangles, which would work right here because we can see that that's 3 base and or a height of 3 and a base of 3. So we'd have 2 of those. So half times 3 is 4.5. But 2 of those would be 9. So that would be 9 units square for the area. For the perimeter, you're usually going to not have much choice but to brute force it and have to figure out the lengths of the sides and go from there. So we can see that that's 2 and 3. So 2 squared plus 3 squared is 13. But this would be the same over here. So this would also be root 13. So we could go square root of 13 times 2 plus this would be 3 and 1, and this would also be 3 and 1. So that'd be 3 squared plus 1 squared, which is 10. And that would also be 10. So plus 2 root 10 in the calculator gives you 13.53 units for the perimeter. So area, you can sometimes kind of, break it down into triangles. Perimeter, usually you're going to have to kind of brute force it and figure out the lengths of the sides and then add them all up. This would be a parallelogram. 2 pairs of opposite sides are congruent. All right, let's try that again. So you draw the polygon. This one's a little easier when they give you sides like this. So it's parallelogram, so we can see that that's 6 by 5. So for the area, we take 6 times 5, which is 30 units square. Well, that's going to be a little easier for the perimeter too, since that's also 6. So that's 2 and 5. Also 2 and 5 at the bottom. 2 squared plus 5 squared is 29. So both the top and the bottom are root 29. So we take the square root of 29 times 2, and then add it to 12, since that's the other 2 sides. This gives us a perimeter of 22.77 units. All right, so using the coordinate plane, using the stuff we know to help to find these. All right, this one's just asking you to find the area. All right, so you can either put it as a polygon and enclose it in a rectangle. So here's another method. You could put it as so this is the original rectangle right here, this one. Okay, you can draw rectangles around the outside and then subtract the triangles from the big rectangle. I would do that if it's not as easy to just split this thing into triangles. We can see that we have 2 triangles here that are 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 by 3. So half of 8 is 3 is 12. Half times 8 times 3 is 12. And then the bottom one would be 12. So the area would be 24 units square. If you were going to do the triangle method, the box around the outside, you can see that that's 6 by 8, which is 48, minus, then you would have to subtract all these individual triangles. Well, you end up minus 24, so you still end up with 24. So to find the area, you can use the formula. You can draw a box around the outside, or you can split it into triangles. All right, let's try that one more time with the box method here. So we're going to try to find the area of that polygon. So we're going to enclose it in a rectangle. So I'll use that method this time. So we can see that that's what, 8 by 6 by 12. So the outside is 96. And then we're going to subtract each triangle. Well, down here is 2 by 2 times half. So that's 2 times or minus. This one is 10 by 2, so 20, half would be 10. This one is 6 by 4, so that's 24, which would be 12. And then minus this one over here, which would be 6 by 8, which would be 48. Half would be there. So 94, 84, 72, and 48. So 48 units square would be your area. All right. So those are the ways you can find area in the coordinate plane.